Welcome back to the Baco Motorsports Power Hour. I'm Mike Griffith, Bakersfield, Californian motorsports writer. We are in the Kern County Raceway Park segment, and of course, Steve Hughes is here, smiling.
That's it.
Smiling, Steve.
No
Hughes.
effervescent Steve Hughes. No
smiling.
Oh, I like that.
How about the all-powerful?
Oh no, certainly
No.
not. Certainly not.
No.
There is not any omnipotence for me.
That's a big word. That's
I
more
know.
than like 3 syllables.
I mean, I have this toilet paper that's vocabulary toilet paper, so I learn a new word of the day every day, sometimes twice a day.
Well, on that
Now
note,
that's
yeah.
funny. Now that's
So,
funny.
That is funny. You had a pretty big deal out there, a big fundraising event
Yep.
last Saturday night out at the track.
We certainly did. Johnny Bedingfield and JB Motorsports partnering up with the Bakersfield Ronald McDonald House and Second Star to the Right, and the Sparks family, Mia Sparks, with the hashtag Mia Strong campaign. They raised a ton of money, man. Over $20,000 raised for those 2 local charities. So that was pretty amazing.
That's more than 10 grand each for that type
Yeah,
of
can't
those
thank
charities.
all the partners, the business owners, everybody that came out to the racetrack and purchased opportunity drawing tickets and bid on those silent auction items. It was a nice night.
You had a lot of stuff there, and I saw Johnny Benefield keep putting more stuff on there. So
Mm-hmm.
great work on getting stuff for the auctions. What was the top-selling item?
I believe it was the Kevin Harvick's driving suit that was autographed. I believe that's what
do
it
you
was.
remember about what that
About
went for?
$2,200.
Oh, $2,200 for that.
Yeah. So
not a bad
Trinity
deal.
Trinity Safety Company got that one. So they're the ones that actually procured that item, and then they actually gave back and bought it. So they got it twice. So
they got it twice.
yeah,
so.
I want to say thanks to those guys. So many people, all the volunteers that came out and helped out, and had a great night of racing. Not so good for Johnny, but
Yeah, I saw the
hopefully.
results. We've got go ahead and show the first couple of slides here from Donna Parent of the late model racing here.
Yeah.
And I was typing in the results. I typed in, I wrote, as you can see the results, I said late models feature 1.
Yes.
And then I looked at the results for the second feature. And so I said feature 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Because it was the exact same
Yeah,
order.
it certainly was.
And
Yeah.
that's a real
Definitely
anomaly.
the top 5.
I mean,
Top 5 were the same.
yeah, the top 5 were the
Yeah.
same. So what happened there?
Well, with Johnny or with
Well, first off, Johnny, I saw he only made 9 laps in the first feature.
right, he cut a right rear tire coming out of turn number 2 and spun and backed it into the wall. So pretty heavy damage on that car. So
That's not good. Maybe a rear clip then.
Yeah. Hopefully they can get that repaired.
Yeah. Whoops.
Because
Hopefully.
he had made some changes to the race car that had really improved the speed and that. I guess what happened was a spring bucket on the right rear was rubbing the inside of that tire, and after about 9 laps, that's about all practice, qualifying, and then the 9 laps into the race, and then he said that was quite the ride. But although he was heartbroken about that part, he really transitioned well from the race into the fundraising side, and really, man, that hood that was on the 28 car, I think that went for $1,500. That hood right there.
We'll go back to that first slide, the hood.
Yeah.
On that one.
So after that first main event, we pulled the hood off and took it up to the silent auction, and that brought $1,500. All the drivers that night signed that hood.
Well, the good thing there about that hood, he backed it in the wall, so the hood was okay.
No damage on
No
that
damage
at
to the
all.
hood,
Yeah, no
which-
damage on that at
So-
all. Yeah.
So that was good. And go back to the results there. Trevor Huddleston first. So Brandon Weaver, Dylan Garner, David Hogsma. And that is the car that was formerly owned by Dick Shepherd, driven by Buddy Shepherd.
Yep.
Who
Championship winning car.
Championship winning car last year, made 1 event this year, won both races.
Yes.
And so that shows it's a pretty good car because David's a rookie out there and he came home 4th.
Yeah, he's a rookie in stock car racing, but a multi-time national champion in off-road quad racing. So
totally different.
Definitely
animals.
different, but I think the reactions and the fitness level and all of that is there. So he just has to get some seat time. But every time that young man's come out, finished in the top 5 each time. So we've been averaging 17 cars per event out there at Kern County Raceway in the late model division. So, and really that doesn't tell the story. Late model feature 1 and 2, Huddleston, Weaver, and Garner all had to come from 7th 8th, 9th, and 10th positions to move up into the lead. However, they did that pretty darn quickly.
Yeah.
Especially on that initial start. But it was a great night of racing.
And there you go. We also had the Spec Mods out there.
What a race. Man, that was a fantastic event.
And a little Spec Mod damage here.
You know, that was what's crazy about that shot right there. The caution was thrown there, and those guys didn't crash. They didn't completely crash. They actually only lost one position each, and transitioned back into the group after the caution was thrown. Because once if you're the race director and you see that in turn 4, you're throwing the caution, especially where they were, which was in the top 4, and they just kind of righted themselves and kept on going. No damage on the race cars.
They somehow did not crash.
Yeah, Anthony Barkett and Ed Coffey, who wound up finishing second and third after that.
And Tanner Wattenbogger with the win there. Good win for him.
Yeah, last lap pass to get the win for Tanner. So
over Ed.
Yeah, Ed and Tanner really battled all race long. Jason Galvin in the 42 car led early on, but he fell back. Jim Coffey, your points leader, was having just a terrible race, and then there was that late caution, and he moved up into 5th, and best career finish for the 99 of Chris Joslin.
A good deal there. Then we had a Legends who had a pair of races. They had a road course race and an oval race. First time on a road course that you guys have made out there in the top half.
Couple of chicanes or bus stops and a hairpin turn, and then a switch back that put him back on the front straightaway. It was pretty cool. But Luis Tyrell started out front and finished right there on the road course. Colton Page second. Eddie Garoni with a pair of third place finishes. Steve Wilson, who is a road course racer in the Legends, came down from up north to join us, and then Gabe Shear with a great 5th place finish.
We have the oval finishes. A couple little changes there, pretty much, but Luis Tyrell hasn't lost this year.
He has not.
He's like 4 for 4.
He's 6-0.
6-0.
And then if we go back to 2016, that's 8 consecutive main event wins for Luis Tyrell.
Oh, he's tough to beat, obviously. And then the mini stocks, they had one race on a road course.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Damian Leiniger started up front, and really that initial start for him, he really drove it into turn 1 hard. Brock Mello put the pressure on him for the entire 15-lap event, bumping him, lifted the rear wheels off the ground, going through the hairpin. Tried to get him on the outside through the hairpin, but just kind of got cut off, when they're going through that switchback. Damian Leiniger actually had a left rear flat tire the last few laps of the race, and the only place it really gave him any trouble was going through that back straightaway bus stop. And Brock Mello and Damian Leiniger really put on a great show for the fans on that one.
So the question is, are there more road course races for the Legends and the mini stocks in the future?
The feedback that we got from the drivers is please bring more and expand it, some more right-hand turns. Of course, our number one goal is safety for the racers. So when you have some things that, head-on type deals, we tried to stay away from that and did a pretty good job of it with that first road course. But our imaginations are kind of running wild, and it all really depends on how much feedback and how much participation we'll get. I'd love to do it again.
Yeah, you have that KCRP, the pavement KCRP, dark this weekend.
Yes,
but
sir.
The dirt track is in action.
Yep, we'll be in action. It's our version of Friday Night Lights after just over a month off, or a little less than a month off of the dirt track. We'll be back in action this Friday. A-Mods return, Hobby Stocks, Mod Lights, and the Western U.S. Midgets. And I get a lot of questions on what are the Western U.S. Midgets? It was formerly the Ford Focus Midgets, HPD Midgets, now kind of all come together with the Western U.S. Midgets.
So that's what it is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because on the schedule it's like HDP and Ford Focus. It kind of moves around, but it's Western U.S. Midgets. So they are kind of like about 3/4 midgets, or
no? They're the same size as a regular USAC midget, only just a different engine.
Different engine.
Yeah.
As a cost saving measure.
Absolutely.
Are they still using the Ford Focus engine?
No, it's a Honda engine.
Honda engines.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. Get out there. What time's that start?
Gates will open at 6. Racing will start at 7:30 on the dot.
Oh, get out there Friday night, KCRP. Watch some dirt track action. Listen to Steve Hughes.
Yeah.
He'll be back next week on the Power Hour, and we'll have a full show for you coming back next week.